Hi, air signs. This is going to be a it's supposed to be a mini cross, but I did a 9-card spread. I'm going to do a mini cross for you guys, but I did a 9-card spread for the earth sign people, mainly because it's the birthday for the Taurus people, and in a few weeks we're going to be having Uranus move into the sign of Taurus, so I kind of wanted to give them a fuller reading. So anyway, I might do a 9-card spread for you guys too. I just think oh, there it is. There's a Temperance has come out. This is our Sagittarius card, and by extension our Jupiter, because he is the ruler of Sagittarius. That's your 9th house. Your 9th house rules your belief systems, your higher education, post-secondary education, foreigners, the internet, exports. Let's see. 7 of Cups. Page of Swords. 2 of Swords. 4 of Cups. Wow. And then the Emperor. So I don't know if some of you are dealing with a fire sign individual, an older male, maybe a mentor. This person could also be in the military. Above him we have this Page of Swords. Let me put the rest of the cards down. The Hierophant. Wow. The Page of Wands. Well, and then the Fool card. Isn't that interesting? I have 2 pages here. Now, these are typically 2 messages, but they're 2 different types of message. One may be more passionate and emotion-based, and the other one is all business. It's logic. Now, what's interesting is I have 1, 2, 3 in the Knighting. I have the Temperance, the Emperor, and the Hierophant. And this Temperance card is telling me that this is a moment for some of you. You have a lot of things that you're trying to deal with. For some of you, you know, a lot of times most people just look at the 7 of Cups as a card of confusion, but this card can also be about having a lot of hopes and dreams and wishes, okay? But instead of you actually doing anything about it, you're just kind of fantasizing about those things, right? Not necessarily illusionary things, but you're not doing what you should do. You're more so building castles in the sky than you're doing anything else that you're supposed to be doing. Now, I don't know if maybe some of you have been wanting to travel overseas, maybe for post-secondary education or study. If not necessarily like getting your master's or your PhD, this could be some kind of study at a place, divinity school or astrology, or I don't know, Reiki 4, you know, something of that nature, because that's kind of that's what Sagittarius and the 9th house rules. I'm not exactly sure if some of you, that there's this theme of 2s here. 2 cups, 2 swords, and then there's 2 people with the 2 pages. And so I don't know if some of you are unsure if whether or not this is something that you can do. And what I mean by that is not in the physical sense of that you can do it, but in the sense that, is it something really that I have an ability or an aptitude for? I'm not sure about that. The other thing that I'm picking up is that I kind of sense that maybe there's someone around you or near you. It could even be that this person might be a mentor who might be, in a sense, kind of saying things to you like a whisper campaign, kind of saying things to you in a manner in which maybe they're causing you to doubt your own abilities and your self-esteem in this and trying to move forward. So what do? You sit on the fence. You don't do anything. I don't know. And what's interesting is we go from a 7 to a 4. So that's 3 cups. And typically 3 cups speak to some kind of celebration, something that's positive and happy, that you know, that people, that you're joyous, that you can share with other people. But we have a 4. Now I feel that for some of you, you're just going to just go ahead and take the leap of faith. And I feel for some of you, if you've been looking or searching for a new teacher or guru or mentor, you can get that too. But I also feel that for others of you, you are going to come to a time and a place where you're going to be able to break free of this individual, whatever that means for you. Because to me, this cup that's being offered underneath the tree here, you know, and you got to remember too that this is Buddha sat underneath the Bodhi tree, and this is how he attained nirvana. He meditated on it, and he thought about it, and he looked at it from all different perspectives to figure out how was he going to get to that place that, you know, I know it exists. That's how, you know, how you guys hear me say sometimes I have a vision. Sometimes you just know something, you know it no matter what. But then you have those naysayers, those negative Nellies that want to come in and tell you all the horrible things that could go wrong and all of this. And what they do is they make you question your belief system, or they question your faith and your trust in yourself. But I think that's going to right itself for you. And I do feel that you'll be able to take that trip. Okay, you will be traveling in some way, shape, or form. But this also speaks to the idea that only you're in control of your own destiny. Okay? No matter what anybody says to you, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what types of conditions that they try to place upon you, you are only limited by your field of vision, or your actual vision for yourself. That's only limited by as far as you can see it in your mind's eye. Right? Because honestly, if you can think it, you can do it. Now, nobody's saying that you're going to wake up overnight and magically be able to levitate tables or whatever it is you've been wanting to do. We got to keep it real. Okay, there's 7 of Cups here. But you are still able to do whatever it is you want to do. You just have to figure out how to do it in the manner that works best for you. You don't need permission. You don't need anyone to agree with you. You know, and so if there's something that you have really been wanting, really been desiring, and this is really what your heart is telling you to do, listen and then figure out how to do it. Even if you have to buck authority to do it. Okay? Whomever this person is, this Hierophant individual. I'm going to pull some Sibilas right quick. First I want to look at these pip cards. 7, 4, the 2. Next to these major arcanas here, I've got 4 of them now, and a 5th one. So this really is about a whole new opportunity for you to change whatever circumstances, or change whatever you feel needs to be changed in your life. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So let's take a look at the 7 of Cups. There's only 2 cups card here. There's 2 swords and 1 wands card. So what am I looking at? 7 of Cups. So let's take a look at this. We definitely see that some kind of news comes in, but whatever this thing is, this message, it's like we don't kind of trust it. We're not exactly sure what it means. Maybe you haven't made any determination because you're afraid to put it forth to this guy or this individual. Now, the 7 of Cups, it's not next to the Wheel of Fortune, but the Wheel of Fortune is overriding. So I'm going to read this to you. It is telling you to seek out the right advice and move ahead with your plans. Remember I said this might be a new teacher or a new mentor. It says there may be some aspects you may have missed, and with the right guidance and advice, you will prosper in your endeavor. It's asking you to seek the right advice before moving ahead. Whatever this is, this person, and perhaps this person has a different belief system from you, right? This rules, it does rule religion, but it can also rule metaphysics and astrology, tarot card readings, the occult, psychics, anything that's different from you. And this is a more traditional religious kind of a thing. Okay, so there's that. Now let's look at this Two of Swords here between these two cards. Remember I said it's like some of you are going to have a new teacher or a new mentor or guru. Some of you will. What am I looking at? Two of Swords. Okay. Nothing. So let's move to the Four of Cups now. Those are the only cards I can look at. Isn't that something? Let's see what the Four of Cups has to say. Now, again, it speaks about this Wheel of Fortune. So whatever this thing is, if you want to ask or you need to ask, maybe you're afraid of approaching a new teacher or a new mentor, or a new guru. It almost reads like it's somebody that's straddling both sides of the plane. It could be someone who is based really rooted in a religious background, but they may have a different bent or take on the way they see things. This Wheel of Fortune comes in. Again, it tells of a new direction and new interest coming about, usually within a fortnight. That's 14 days. Uranus, this is also a Uranus card. Uranus moving into Taurus. That's Taurus right there. It asks you to become fully involved as this will lead to a beneficial outcome for all concerned. It tells of a new interest coming up over the next 14-day cycle and implies that involvement is imperative. And I see that you're just not doing shit. You just ain't doing it. You know, and so the question becomes, why? Why are you not doing it? You know? It ain't going to do itself. Let me take a look at this. I'm going to look at three cards. Seven of Cups, Two of Swords, and this Emperor card. Because I feel for some of you, it's almost as though for some of you, this really is about a new guru or someone that you can go to that's going to help free you from whatever this thing is that you feel you can't do or you can't move towards or you can't make a decision on. But I also feel that for others of you, it's about somebody who's kind of, in a way, kind of trying to impose their will upon you. Sometimes this could be having been with one teacher, and now you're discovering that either you and that teacher no longer agree, or that perhaps you feel as though you've learned everything that you can learn from that person. So you let that person know, look, I'm leaving, but now they're trying to naysay you, right? The Casa, the Morte, and the Domestico. The Casa is, to me, not just about a home. And remember I said some of you are going to be traveling. Or want to travel. And this is overseas, abroad, or at least someplace where it is, the culture is very different from what you're used to. The people are different. The way they think are different. What they believe is different. So this tells me that this particular home, quote unquote, as you know it, this is coming to an end. But look, we have here the Domestico. Now, this is the collaborator, but he's also the servant. So he's supposed to be helping you, but then the truth is he really helping you, or is he helping himself? And this is what the confusion, where the confusion comes in. Okay? And to me, the house speaks to not just an abode or place, and it could be country, town, homeland, home country, but it can also speak to your sense of security. Okay? And that maybe you know that it's time for you to leave this particular place, be that metaphorical or literal, okay? Because this person who may have acquiesced and said, yeah, you know, you should, but there's something else about the individual that's a little suspect, let's put it that way, because the domestico is kind of a shady character. There are no coins here. So this is, to me, not a financial issue. This is more of a, I think, a spiritual issue and a determination issue, okay, in terms of what's best for myself. Fedeltà, sacerdote, and the giovane fanciulla. Now this could be, and I just, seeing those cards, this just picked up for me. Sometimes the Temperance card could be about integrating your life with someone else's. That can sometimes be a marriage card. Okay? Because what I see here is the fedeltà, the sacerdote, the priest, and then the giovane fanciulla. But this could also be the idea that there's been a loyalty to this person, to this priest. This is again, a counselor or somebody that you can confide in, you can trust. But this could be the idea that of being a new person, you know, the giovane fanciulla, the new woman. That could mean many things on many levels. Let's look at this emperor here. Someone who's been loyal and has taken care of you, but now you feel the need to step out on your own. Now, it could very well be that there is some idea that maybe there is a third party in the situation. Or maybe you suspect that there is. Maybe there's somebody new who has come into the picture. Let's take a look at this emperor here. And what should I do about that? Letterato. Well, definitely the man has answers. The person has answers. Superbia. Now there is the card. Hold on. And the La Riunione. Well, the person, the emperor, the person with the final word, so to speak, the person who can give you the best knowledge and the best advice, not only through experience, but because maybe perhaps he has a clearer vision than yourself. Letterato, he studied these things, he knows these things. Superbia. So now the superbia can be two things. It can be that idea of someone showing you their true colors, and that those colors are based upon vanity, pride, and haughtiness, and hubris. Okay? This meeting or this reunion, I've even seen this sometimes to show up like a job interview. But this could also be about someone who, in terms of having the answers or having studied this thing, and taking great pride in that. And in a way, this could be the idea or the concept that if this is about a new mentor coming in, or a new teacher, or a new guru, or a new spiritual leader, or whatever, maybe they're highly visible, okay, but I think it would also be something good for you to at least talk to the individual, okay. Now, if you're dealing with someone who's coming from this particular place of, I really don't feel in one sense that this is some, let me back up. For some of you, you are dealing with someone who may feel morally superior to you, maybe coming from, because they have a higher education or a higher status, maybe from a religious standpoint, and this peacock, Superbia, remember he represents Juno. It's about commitment. What do you wed yourself to? It's not necessarily about marriage, but what do you wed yourself to? And whatever you wed yourself to, you are now locked into a contract and a commitment that doesn't allow a whole lot of flexibility, right? So, you know, you could hitch your wagon up to somebody who, for all intents and purposes, is okay, but, you know, if something goes wrong or if something is not right, it's going to be kind of difficult to wiggle room or maneuver yourself out of that. I don't know. That's what I have for you with this. Again, I'm going to reiterate, some of you may have been dealing with somebody who is trying to naysay whatever it is you do, but others of you are going to figure out a way to break free from that, okay? Now, let's pull 2 cards. Again, this is a general reading, so, you know, you want to know more, you'll have to get a personal reading. And I'm reading for all 3 air signs, and that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, formulate 1 question for the angel answer cards. Maybe there's somebody who want to be all like the emperor. You know, sometimes you get people that get them Napoleonic complexes, okay? It just says improving health. Now, I don't know what that means. And that card, health, improving health, can be physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, financial, all of those things. It could just be the concept or the idea that you're starting to feel more like yourself, okay? Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where when it's all over, we're like, man, I didn't even feel like myself, you know? And now you're getting back to that place where you can feel more like yourself. All right, romance angels. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And so maybe that, you know, superbia is speaking about somebody being selfish. How do I know? I just read cards. Improving health. The angels want you to know that the health of the person you asked about is going to improve. You can request the assistance of Archangel Raphael and your guardian angels to speed along the recovery. This card may also be urging you to make more healthful choices in your life. If you are feeling called to detox from harmful foods or substances or even relationships, you should follow that guidance. Removing unhealthy practices from your life will make you feel vibrant and strong. It ain't just about food, you know, and true, that mind-body connection thing. Right? Chemistry. Ooh, that sounds all wow. Let's see. You've received this card because you feel a strong dynamic pull toward another person. In other words, you share chemistry with him or her. This creates intense, pleasurable sensations that draw you to each other. If this person is someone other than your partner in a committed relationship, then the chemistry is probably a source of both stress and escape. You need to weigh your options and the consequences carefully. Hold on. Carefully before, it says, or instead of leaving your current partner or embarking upon an affair. If, however, you are single and feel this pull toward another unattached person, then this card brings you a go-ahead green light of good news. Most likely, the chemistry is mutual and it merits exploration. In some cases, this card may mean that a lack of chemistry is a cause for relationship issues and personal discontent. Where is it? Discontent. If there was chemistry initially, it may be restored by devoting effort to the relationship. Passion, sparks, and romance can be revived through playfulness, thoughtfulness, time together, and caring gestures. Call upon the romance angels to guide you as you make important decisions about channeling this chemistry, because it could just be all down below in the nether regions. Okay, so that's what I have for you, air signs. I hope those messages helped, and until next time, namaste.